I want to make sure that some folks in the back get it. Are there any other microphones here? Is this the only one? Okay, because I'm going to go ahead and call on this gentleman, but I don't want everybody just in the front seat to get a question. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you for fulfilling your commitment to meet with the tribes in the very first year of your administration. We really appreciate it. My name is Bill Martin. I'm president of the Tlingit and Haida Indian Tribes of Alaska, but today I represent all the Native peoples of Alaska. I present to you our request for assistance. We ask that you strengthen and support our sovereignty for all Alaska tribes by supporting our fishing and subsistence rights, by providing equity and funding across all tribal government, providing an infrastructure of basic services in our villages of plumbing and town hall meetings and roads, sewer, etc. Provide adequate emergency response for suicide prevention and healthcare services. Suicide is a very high rate in Alaska. It's for all of Alaska, it's twice the national average. For natives, it's 5 times the average. And for young men between 15 and 27, it's 12 times the national average. And it's a serious issue, and we hope that we can be able to provide more funding to combat suicide. I'd like you to help us by providing opportunities to enhance education, cultural language, teachings within our community. Many Indians and Alaska Natives live in third world countries. There is a great poverty of unsustainable economies in Indian country. There is a lack of capital. Before the economic crisis, bank lending was very weak to non-existent for tribal businesses. In similar conditions in underdeveloped countries, the United States offers effective programs to induce economic investments. Through programs like the Overseas Private Investment Corporation and the Export-Import Bank, we ask that you commit to develop similar federally backed institutions designed specifically for tribes, Alaska Natives, Alaska Native corporations. We ask that you work with us to stop the disastrous erosion caused by global warming. Many of our villages are ready to slide off into the waters of Alaska, and in some cases there'll be absolutely no hope, so we'll need to move many villages. I ask you to ensure tribal and rural equity for Alaska tribes, meaning those that live in the urban areas and also in the rural areas. Support Alaska tribes to promote self-determination for all of Alaska people. To help and promote public safety with child abuse and spousal abuse. And finally, Mr. President, Alaska is a great land. Were it superimposed on a map of the continental United States, it would stretch from Florida to California, from North Dakota to Texas. And the peoples of Alaska are just as different as the differences in this whole country. And so, but we stand united. We stand united in the pursuit of happiness for our families and to train them and bring them as we were brought up for hundreds of years since time immemorial. And we stand united in inviting you to visit this great land. Every Alaska Native has that special place to go to get away from it all. And if you ever decide to want to get away from it all, come see one of us. We'll take you to that special place.
I often want to get away from it all. So I'm very much looking forward to visiting Alaska. Thank you for sharing that important information with us. One thing I'd note that obviously you guys are going to be here all day, so some of these key written statements, you're going to be able to present to not only the relevant White House staff, but also the secretaries of it that are going to be participating, as well as members of Congress who are participating. The only thing I do want to make sure you understand is when I do visit Alaska, it's going to be during the summer. So just wanted to be clear about that. Sorry, I'm getting old, so there you go. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Honorable President Barack Obama, he who cares. Hainde Hanichaddukhra High Paint. It's good to see you today. My name is Wilfred Cleveland from the Ho-Chunk Nation, president of the Ho-Chunk Nation, the Bear Clan from the state of Wisconsin. Our people had organized a government in 1963. Topics that they discussed was land, health, education, employment, unemployment. And today we come here before you with those same concerns, 46 years later. So these are in our ceremonies at home, in our hearts. We think about that today would be a day different from the day when our elders, when our ancestors made treaties with the United States. They were broken, they were not honored, but today would be different. We have entitlements for these programs that are given to us, rather than being able to come to you and compete with other tribes. Each tribe should be entitled to all these as part of the trust responsibility. So we ask that you would make this possible for us so that we would be having a good relationship with one another when we come to meetings. And Mr. President, we were not born owners of these lands, but stewards. Today we have to purchase our lands back, and we have this process of putting our land back into trust, a fee to trust process. And that's a long process that is there. A part of this process is giving states, county, and even local governments an opportunity to say whether these lands can go into trust or not. Now I ask you, is that nation-to-nation relationship? Each of our nations have warriors, and today I name a few of those warriors. I name Roger Jourdain. He was the chairman of the Red Lake Band of Chippewa. I name Wendell Chino. He was the chairman of the Mescalero Apache Nation. Vice President Hubert Humphrey. Senator Ted Kennedy. The then Senator Walter Mondale. Each of these warriors gave their full support to the advancement of all Native nations. We today are here to follow in those footprints so that our people can enjoy our sovereignty. The U.S. government was formed with a Native concept. Today, we, the Native nations, have formed governments, and we must continuously fight to maintain our sovereignty in our lands we were once stewards of. We must have the same relationship with the federal government as the states. We must not be restricted under the watchdog of the BIA, but rather be enhanced with a nation-to-nation relationship. We tribal leaders understand the task you face in the steering the country out of the difficult times that we are in. However, on your visit to the Crow Reservation, you told those gathered that you intend to acknowledge the tragic history of Native Americans over the past 3 centuries. Then promising we will continue to support you and your administration during these challenging times as you